everyone! Welcome back to my cooking channel. Today we will be cooking something very healthy and something perfect for this rainy weather. We will be making a vegetable chowder. Let's begin by looking at the ingredients. Okay, let's begin by setting our pot. And we are going to select low heat. Alright, so let's recap. We have our pot set at low heat. Now I'm checking if the pot is hot and I can feel it's hot. I'm now going to get my 2 tablespoons of butter. Let's put the 2 tablespoons of butter into the pot. So now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The olive oil will prevent it from burning. Here we go, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. One and 2, right? Next, we add our chopped onions. Aha! There you go. Now we add our carrots and celery. Here, let's put the carrots. And now let's add our celery. Next, we're going to just stir and cook this a little until the onions have softened a little. Okay? So keep a lookout for the onions and make sure that you are making them soft. So how do we know if the onions are soft already? Well, you can know that they are soft if they are not so purple anymore and they are almost translucent. Let me show you how it looks like.
See, they're not so purple anymore and they're translucent in color. The onions, take a look at it.
Okay. Now that the onions are soft, we're going to season this with salt and pepper. So I have my salt. Right. And just get a pinch of salt. And I'm going to season with pepper. I like a lot of pepper. So I'm going to add the thyme. This is going to be half a teaspoon of thyme. So I'm now adding my half a teaspoon of thyme. Alright.
So as you can see, I just finished adding the thyme.
Okay, so after adding the thyme, we just keep on mixing. Right, mix all of that together. The salt, your pepper, your butter, the celery, the onions, the carrots, the thyme. Just stir them and mix them.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm still mixing everything. The onions, the carrots, the celery, the butter, the thyme, the salt, the pepper. Just mixing it.
So after adding the thyme, we're just going to add our sliced mushrooms. So here are the sliced mushrooms and I'm just adding them into the pot. So now we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of flour. When we add the flour, the 2 tablespoons, okay, 1 and 2, we are creating what you call a roux. A roux is just like, how to describe it, like a thickener. So now I'm just mixing the flour with everything that's in the pot. I'm trying to mix it to make everything even. I'm going to show you in a bit how it looks like. Okay, now that all the oil is absorbed, I'm going to add 5 to 6 cups of water. So let's add the 5 to 6 cups of water. 1 and 2 3 4 Alright, so the flour is gonna make this a bit thicker. After I added the water, I'm now gonna increase the temperature of the pot. I'm gonna make it a bit hotter. Alright, I changed it from about 400 to 800. So what we're doing now is we're just stirring this occasionally and we're waiting for the flour to dissolve. Okay, so right now what I'm just doing is I'm just waiting for this to boil. I'm waiting for those bubbles and then we will continue, okay? So now that it's boiling, I'm going to add the potatoes. First, I'm going to remove the water from the potatoes. Why did I put the potatoes in water? The water will keep the potatoes from browning. Okay, so now I'm going to put the potatoes.
So this is now our pot that has the potatoes.
So after the potatoes, in come the cauliflower. Alright.
As you can see now, the cauliflowers are into the pot.
So now I'm just waiting for the cauliflower and the potatoes to cook.
So as I'm mixing, you can see I have the cauliflower. You can also see some of the potatoes.
Now that the cauliflower and the potatoes are in the pot, I'm going to lower it to medium heat and just keep it simmering for a while. So from 800, I'm going to lower it to 400. So now I'm going to check if the cauliflower is cooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the small one. And it has to be tender and not soggy. So let me see, I'm going to put it in a spoon. And don't forget to blow, it's kind of hot. The cauliflower is now tender, not soggy, tender. Now that the cauliflower is tender, I'm gonna add the evaporated milk, just half a cup. So I'm now adding the half a cup of evaporated milk. After adding the half a cup of evaporated milk, we just mix.
So this is how it looks like with the evaporated milk. And I'm just mixing it.
Okay, I just finished tasting it. Remember, always taste what you're cooking so you could adjust. I think I'm gonna add maybe about a pinch or two of salt.
So after tasting it, I decided to add more salt. I added about 1 or 2 pinches of salt, and now I'm just mixing it.
So I'm going to taste again. And I'm gonna add 1 more pinch of salt. I'll just continue mixing.
So I just finished adding a 3rd pinch of salt, and that made it perfect. It's really good, but I'm looking at the consistency and I want to make it thicker.
To thicken it, we're going to make a roux. Actually, I'm already done. And what I did basically was I had a tablespoon of olive oil, and I had a tablespoon of flour, and I placed it here and I mixed it. Okay, so this is what we call our roux, and it's going to thicken our soup. Let me just give you a close-up of our roux.
So this is how it looks like now. Looks thicker because I added our roux.
So, by looking at it, I'm not yet satisfied with the consistency. I still want it to be thicker, so I'm going to add another set of roux. Let me make again another one.
So this is what my second set of roux looks like.
Now I'm adding the roux. And this is going to make our soup thicker.
It's not watery anymore. That's how a chowder should be.
So thank you for watching, and I hope you watch more of my videos. Very easy to follow and you can do it.